Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to Enigmatica 2 Expert. So today what I've got for you guys is a tour of my base. This has been requested a couple times, and so I figured after the second server tour, we would do just an overall base tour of my base and the progress thus far and all of that. Now, one thing I am going to do is I'm going to take it into Spectator mode. So we're going to be able to fly around in Spectator mode, and okay, now we're in Spectator mode, and without the quantum chest plate sound. So anyways, this is Pirates Cove. It's still a long ways from done. This is by no means an end of the series type base tour. It's not a complete base tour, but just the progress thus far. So for the first bit of the pack, or first bit of the series. So, if we head through here, this all has to be shaped up to have like an actual proper entrance. One of the two main entrances to the base. But this was the one that we originally started on. I just haven't got back out here. I've been busy with other stuff. And the base, I haven't got back out here to actually kind of clean all of this up. Over here, of course, this is our base thus far from a distance. Over here, though, this I haven't worked on. This is Hippocampi area, which Tyler has come over here with his like perk and like super bred everything. So there's like lots of them, lots and lots of them over here. But if we continue on through here, I've got my nether entrance right there. Right along here, I have started adding some of the wood. I still have a lot of work to do on this side of stuff. That's just a chasm where I used to mine. That's my temporary GP setup. And then back in here, this is eventually going to lead to the other. It's going to be a waterway that leads to the other entrance, which is going to be our big ship dock area back in here. Eventually. So that'll be the two entrances to the base. I've got to get back there. I've been actually working on a lot of the lower sections of the base, like you can actually see a lot of the base right there. But we'll go through the mountain in Spectator so you can see everything better here in just a second. Once we actually like finish touring like all the stuff. So so anyways, this is kind of actually where we started at, right? I'm going to take it like one segment at a time. We're going to go up and then we're going to go down. Down, there's a lot more stuff. Down, there's actually, I'm not going to say completed areas, but it's making progress. I've been focusing on the lower sections a bit. This is kind of like the little outdoor like bar area. We've got our little vendor here and some stuff set up around here just for decor. Sitting out here like, watching the boats come in and stuff. The rowboats. Back in here we have the drawer system. So I've got my grading floor here from chisels and bits. And then I've got things all organized. It kind of got a little bit unorganized to some extent over here, especially when we added all the magic bean stuff. So I've got some blocks and stuff over here, and then this is kind of like some miscellaneous stuff. Technically this could all go in the AE system now, but this drawer system, actually, there's a little bit of space like in some of the segments. Like right here, there's quite a bit of space. But for the most part, it's actually starting to get filled up. And I'm going to have to do some stuff. I'm going to have to do some stuff with that. But anyways, this is my little decorative workshop area. So we've got framing, we've got storage drawers, we've got chisel, we've got bibliocraft, forestry, a little bit more bibliocraft. And normally architecture craft, but I've got the table moved right now. So, if we come down, of course, these steps are all chisels and bits. Right through here, we have kind of our forge area, like our TC forge, and then making demon metal here. So, manual smeltery, but that's where we do all of our smeltery work. Of course, these are all teleports from Dragonic Evolution to take us to our hub. Over here is the manual IC2 workshop area, which doesn't really see a whole lot of use anymore, like these days. I don't even I don't even have it plugged up at the moment, but I do plan on plugging it back up. I just haven't done it yet. And then this is charge pads. Over here we have the reactor and UU matter area. So this is manual replicator. This is automated replicator for... Oh, I can't open it. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. We'll go around in survival mode for right now. And then once we're ready to go into spectator mode, we'll go into spectator mode. So here we're making the quad fuel rods with uranium through UU matter. Which actually UU matter is going to start backing up here pretty soon, in fact. And then back here we have our reactor set up. They just did a changeover so the UU hasn't backed up in that replicator. As well the UU's down on there. But 2 of those running. And then redstone control right there. To power them on and off. Right down here we have our MFSU set up. These are all being fed by radioisotopes. 6 pellets of RGG producing 256 AU per tick each. And you can see all back in there. Pulled out with basic universal cables, fed in, and then pulled out with glass fiber right there. And then if we head back up, over here we have, this is our ore processing area. This bottom section is the only one that actually runs, of course, as we're doing ore processing through IC2. We also have manual steel production over here to make steel, and this right here is for making overclockers. I've been running a few today. So these machines have 10 overclockers. These have around 10 in these. And then compressors for compressing out the IC2 dusts there. Then of course back in here we have radioisotopes and MFSUs. And then this is... Oh yeah, I did plug these back up. They're just not sped up yet. So I don't really use them. I forgot I plugged that back up. One of the things I did during the server tours. So this is all of our old semi-fluid setup. We don't use this anymore. This is old stuff. It's just kind of here for decor. This as well. I'm probably going to end up stacking these. I'm probably still going to leave them for decor. But this is open right now. I haven't filled it back in. But so then if we continue over here, we go into the tavern area. This is still kind of work in progress. Basically, any place with torches means it needs lighting. Over here is our flue network system. This isn't going to stay cobblestone, but it is right now. And I don't remember why it's cobblestone. Oh, yeah. It's because I'm going to do screens over here. I've got it there. So screens are going to sit over there. Right through here, we have our hub area. So deep dark portal. And then this is where all the draconic evolution teleports take us. Over here we have like the mine in the deep dark. We have our old temporary Thaumcraft area, our temporary astral area in the Twilight Forest. Then we have the Twilight Forest Castle, main, dark forest, and swamp teleports from here. And then we have teleports to our Thaumcraft area, our drawers, our AE2, Botania, IC2, and power system from here. Still lots of space to expand because we have a lot more teleports that'll be coming up. This connects out to this area. And then over here, this connects down. We're going to go down here in a bit. But first, we're going to go up. So if we go up this way, which that's going to get closed off. I meant to do that while I was doing the server tours. And then I got busy doing some lag rounds and playing an alpha game. And then I did a bit of work downstairs and upstairs. You'll see that stuff. But if we head up through here, back in there is our power system. We'll go back there here in just a second. Or one of our power system rooms. Our first power system room that we're actually using. But we'll go back there here in just a second. But over here we have kind of like a little workshop area. It doesn't really have anything in it anymore. There was more stuff in here, but now it's kind of disconnected. And we'll be using this area, but we aren't at the moment. It's eventually going to have like manual machines in it. We'll go over in this direction first. So over here, this kind of leads off to our bedroom. We kind of have the start of a trophy room here with all of our Twilight Forest stuff. And then all the different dragon armors down through here. Our bed. Over here, this is going to be a study. It's not a study at the moment. It's just an ugly room. And then over here, another ugly room. This is very much work in progress. Over here, this is something that I've been working on since the server tour. This was a lot of work. This is all factory block, chisel and bits, cabling. And then I've got cyan chiseled street glass right here on top of it. So eventually this glowstone is going to be covered. You'll just be able to see the little like edges there. And then here soon, this was for digging it out. I had to manually dig it out, but it kind of gave me an indicator using that. But eventually this is going to be our fusion reactor. That's going to go in here. But it's going to be a little bit, but that's what's going to go there. And then back in here, we have the power room. Basically, the main things up here, we've got RTGs up there. We're only using the top tier, the Californiums, just because why let them go to waste? Because we really don't need the power anymore at this point. Of course, all of our power cells, or all of our powers through power cells, advanced power cells, with RF tools. There's going to be, eventually, there's going to be more reactors in here and reactor type stuff. Right now, it's just this one that's over here. This is Nuclearcraft Fission Reactor, fission controller right there. It uses LEU-235 oxide, which we've got automated coming from our IC2 setups. And basically, it goes through, it smelts down, it goes in, and becomes uranium ingots from immersive engineering, and then it goes through processing over here with Nuclearcraft to make our fuels. And then we got our little flying Thaumcraft golem that handles moving the fuel to the reactor and moving the depleted cells up to here where they get reprocessed and the clumps get compressed and then sent into our storage network for later use. And this thing produces 71,400 RF per tick. Not the best reactor, but it's a reactor basically just to reuse some of that uranium, that's coming from the IC2 stuff. And it does toggle on and off. All of this is the redstone back here to handle all of that with RF monitor and basic redstone interface and all of that. And there's where the power comes out. So, and then if we head back along through here, a bit of a jaunt. It's a bit of a base, to say the least. Back in here, we have our immersive engineering room. Still kind of a work in progress. Our metal presses are up. Here soon, we're going to be adding in a crusher down in there, an arc furnace in there. We're going to add some automated workbenches, engineer workbenches and stuff. We'll be getting into that here soon. Over here, this is just in the way right now. This is just temporary. Our latex processing unit, this is all going to get moved here soon. And actually, before we go in there, this is the bridge. This is all chisel and bit. With like little planks that go across and come through. This takes us over. There's going to be stairs there, and then this connects over to the study area back in the bedroom section. And actually, eventually, this is going to have some ropes that come off of it, connect up to the sides of the mountain there, and there's going to be some more bridges and stuff. There's going to be quite a few bridges and ladders and stuff, but I started working out here, and then of course, I got sidetracked. So back over here, we have our AE2 area. Kind of a mess at the moment. I've got some tanks here with some stuff. I've got my extended crafting stuff kind of in the way. Anvils and chests just kind of in the way right now. This right here is our ME terminal for handling our drives. So we can access all of the drives that are in the interfaces since those are behind glass. We also have it set to auto stock. Right here it always keeps 16Ks made. And then whenever it needs a 16K, it pulls it in and makes a new one right there. So right now I just have these ME drives. Eventually we're going to plug the rest of those up. And then of course these are super soared across. So basically free storage channels. And then of course our terminal hub, our main terminal hub for everything right here. And then over here we have matter condenser that's auto creating and stocking matter balls For our paint application, we've got a decay hastener. This is from, this is kind of connected up to our nuclear craft stuff. It basically makes lead just passively for free. Over here we have inscribers and crystal growth and charger and manufactory and sand generator. So if we pull this, it starts making sand, and then I can shut it off. Crafting or CPUs over here, you can see they've got some stuff crafting in there at the moment, but just back in there. Over here is our controller. This is still kind of work in progress. We actually just set up some P2P in today's other episode. So we did expand the controller quite a bit. Over here, this is ender chest lines. These are connected up. There's cable facades, and they have importers, exporters, you know, depending on what they're doing. This is ores. I still have to sort all of that. And this right here is uranium going to the reactors. Back in here is our molecular assembler area with interfaces. So these are actually getting close to being filled out with recipes. Still have a little bit of space, but I'm going to have to set up more of those here soon. Eventually it's just going to be like a long bay filled with those. And then right over here there's an elevator that goes up. This takes us up to the automation room. So over here we've got all of our IC2 stuff. We've got all of this stuff is overclocked to 18 to 20 overclockers per, except for this electric furnace. I haven't got the overclockers. I was making some more overclockers and setting this stuff up earlier, and I just basically have to go set it up to make more overclockers because it ran out of, I think, lapis or something. Over here is automatic replication for lots of things. Like all of these are set up. Over here, like I'm making computers, I'm making light engineering blocks, heavy engineering blocks, machine frames. This little section was filled out during the server tours. So like the computers and the engineering blocks and stuff, those are new. These are all machines that need to be automated, but they're not yet automated, so they're just kind of laid out on the floor. Over here we've got some nuclear craft. This stuff's all overclocked to 16 speed upgrades in these. And then over here we have the mechanism stuff right here. If you haven't been watching the series, just to give you an idea, our IC2 stuff is crazy fast. So, super overclocked. Back in here we have MFSU bank again, with more radioisotopes, producing lots of power, which I'm going to expand that more, but I'm kind of waiting until we get the UU up to 1 millibucket per tick, which really I could push into that because I've got RTGs being replicated over here. I always keep a stack on hand, and then there's a stack in the replication bay, always on hand. This is our stocking wall, so things that we're just keeping in stock are stored here. There's different stack limits, like calculation processors, I do 2 stacks. The replication stuff, I tend to do 1 stack. Pistons are through replication. We keep 13 stacks. This is the UU hub, so the UU gets pulled up, goes into here, signal tank for storage, and then there's some UU that gets sent over. This connects over to... I'm trying to think of where we have this connected up to. I can't for the life of me. It's oh, it's connected up to the smeltery. So the one that does the reactors. Took me a second. I couldn't remember what I was, but I'm using the UU as smeltery fuel. So that's where that's going. So over here we have XNet controller that basically handles all of our replication area, and then the connections going down through here for all the replication stuff. Really happy with this because this area right here is probably the single most area that really kind of makes this pack a whole lot easier. Just being able to replicate like all the machine frames and stuff and keeping them stocked. Then if we come back along through here and we head up the stairs again, this takes us up to this floor. We're not currently really using this floor for much. I mean, there's a ladder right there that connects down. This takes us over. This isn't eventually going to be open like this, but that takes us to the automation area that we were just in. This over here takes us to the stairs right past the bridge. Eventually we will be using this floor, but not yet. Not just yet. This right here is just an automatic pink slime system. We have over 10 stacks of pink slime balls. There we go. One just got made. And it also makes XP, which is currently backed up. I just don't have any need for XP. As you can see by the levels on me, I just don't need it. Demagnetizer from demagnetized. Basically what it's doing is copper pickaxe has slimy on it from the rod, and it has a chance to spawn pink slimes. And this thing is just, it's getting XP, it's just breaking stone is all it's doing. And it's unbreakable. Haste just... And then if we continue up the stairs, we have the final floor at the moment. Which isn't totally done, but Ice and Fire is a bit buggy, so we haven't done a whole lot up here since. But this is our Ice Dragon section. Oh, I forgot these have to be changed over. So, but this was a baby dragon nursery. And then, but all my dragons have disappeared. Disappeared, and one of them, I don't know, got so big that it bust out of the cage, or out of the cave, because they won't stop growing even with the meals. So they're kind of a big issue at the moment. And then back in here is the hatchery for the ice dragons. And then, which that used to be iron bars that were painted on that, but the update with Ender.io changed it. I just haven't been up here, so I hadn't noticed it. And then back in here we have the dragon cages. Oh, hey. Every once in a while they'll spawn, because they have a chance to, like, spawn just about anywhere. Like, as long as it's dark enough. So, I think that's the third one that I've had spawn that I know. I've had visitors at the base a couple times that have had them spawn. So, but anyways, back in here is the only completed cage, because, you know, it's just been really buggy, so we haven't built any more, but this is a Ice Dragon cave back in here. So, I suppose I had this really big plan for like a big dragon breeding area. This was going to lead down to the brood mother area, which will probably still end up building out this area, but with how buggy it is, I can't really keep dragons, you know, I can't really keep them because they just keep growing after any kind of restart, so the meals aren't working properly. I need to do some testing and see if it's fixed now, though. But if we head down here, this is below the little tavern area. This takes us to our kitchen. So right over here, we've got... We don't really go in here very much because all my food's like automated. Well, it was automated, and then we changed over from the Ender.io conduits, and I haven't actually plugged up everything back up yet, but we've got so much deluxe chicken curry built up that it's not a big rush, so. And then, of course, these stairs go up to the tavern. If we go over, we'll go over in this direction. So this takes us basically to the garden, like farming area. So over here, we've got IC2 for basically making, I do pumpkins and stick reeds. My sugar canes are through here, and then I have some flowers that are through here, which really don't matter. Over here, we have magic beans. Automation. These, they don't actually store anything. Everything just gets pulled out. Sent to ender chests, and then I've got pumpkin seeds, melons, and sticks that go into the trash can, because I don't need those. I have those automated elsewhere, so they get trashed. Everything else goes into an ender chest and gets sorted. Over here, we've got Pam's Harvestcraft automation, tree automation. I haven't finished filling out these, but I need to do that. Over here we have our apiaries automated. Well, they were automated. They're no longer plugged up. I need to clean up these conduits. I have been working on this. That's one of the thing. That's another thing that I was doing during the server tours, is I was plugging up a lot of this stuff back up, so I could turn it back on, like the magic beans and stuff. Getting those set up, or set back up. Over here, this is kind of the IC2 crop area workshop area. So if I'm breeding, I can do breeding down here. Then I've got more Pam's tree automation up through there. Then over here is just kind of like a little pond area back in this section. And then if we go over here, right over here, this is actually like under the ocean. So I mean, if you look at where the base is at, I'm sure it was readily apparent, but we are off in the ocean right here. But this is ground trap automation, which has to be changed back over from the ender conduits. Not really a big rush here because I have tons of this stuff and I never use it for anything. So over here is water trap automation, which also has to be plugged back up. Once again, not really using it for much of anything, so it's not plugged up. This, I could have swore I already plugged that back up. I guess I didn't. Okay, yeah, I don't think I plugged up the tree automation back. But I did plug up the crop automation. So, but more Pam's Harvestcraft tree automation setups with the harvesters from Cyclic, and then Twilight Forest portal entrance. Back in here, we kind of have all of our pressers and grinders for automation, just down along through there. They're kind of hidden back in there because they're not terribly cute to look at. Over here, we have analog crafters. These are probably going to end up changing to maybe crafter tier 3s from RF tools whenever I change it back over. Analog crafters not really great on performance. They do cause a little bit of lag when they craft, but this is basically everything for making the deluxe chicken curry here. So, and then shipping bin. Over here we have all of our drawers for, basically these are all hidden, but this is like a drawer wall for everything that's coming from our farm area. It kind of runs down through here. And then right here we have our farms. Our farms proper. So I'm not going to go through all of these. It's all, most every crop within the pack. All the Pam's Harvestcraft stuff, all the vanilla stuff. Over here we have cactus, we have melons, we have rustic herbs back in there. Don't really know why we have rustic herbs. We just do, just because we can. And then, of course, this is all hot spring water that flows through here and is eventually going to flow all the way down. It doesn't at the moment. It kind of stops right here because I haven't finished the sections down below it. So it doesn't flow all the way down just yet. Then if we cross over to here, we have, this is kind of like a manual Botania flower area. Back in here is my tree farm. I'll take you over to the other side. More Botania. All 16 colors, basically. So right back in here, it's generally pretty overgrown, but I like it to be overgrown because, you know, it kind of fits the theme of this build section, part of the build. But down in here we have Forester from Cyclic, Plutonium RTG, and an item collector from Cyclic. It's not currently running at the moment because we had like 46,000 sticks and 46,000 planks and 46,000 wood. So I shut it off because there wasn't really any point in it. Down in here, this is, that's going to be another coke oven. But this is basically where the automation set up. So I've got block cutting machines from IC2. These are cutting down the wood into planks and the planks into sticks. And then we are also making charcoal down here and creosote oil. And then eventually there's going to be another coke brick on this side. And then if we continue on through, this base, it goes on forever, I promise. This is going to be a big crevice that kind of runs down through here and kind of splits through this middle area. But we're currently, there's the bridges we came across to the Botania flowers and the tree farm on this side. Then if we go down right here, we have part of our Botania area. This is where the Alpine portal is going to be once I can actually make it. Petal Apothecary right there. And then I've got some pure daisies set up here, which we're going to be automating here soon. Continue on through. There's a teleport for the Botania area itself. And this is going to be our Botania chapel area where most of the Botania stuff is. Right now I have just manual Endoflame setups. Basically just enough to get us into the basis of Botania. We haven't done a whole lot of Botania yet within the series. We will be, but one step at a time. Back over here, this is where we're going to have our Gaia fight arena back in here. And then down in here is our Thaumcraft area, which eventually this is all going to be living wood once we get that automated for kind of like the cave section. But we'll head down there. It's kind of like overgrown mushroom, kind of like wood and stuff like that down here. So if we head down over here, and we go down here, we've got some infused grass. This is something I've been working on. If you watched the test stream the other night, when I was testing it, we actually made a builder and set it up. I I hand mined about half of this, and then I said, okay, I'm tired of mining. I've got tons of resources, so I just ran a builder for the back half. Actually, it was about to where that grass ends right there, and that's about to where I manually mined it. And then after that was mostly builder. So, but I've been working on that. We'll go down there here in just a second. It's not lit up, so there's mobs, but I don't mind. I ain't scared of no mobs. Back in here, this is the Thaumcraft area at the moment. So, kind of like this little overgrown fungal area. This is all like semi-automated. I drop stuff into the Arcane Alembics, and it sends it to the warded jars from filling Essentia transfusers, and then I've got like the emptying Essentia transfusers that can collect it from the jars. Golem press. I've got a little golem here that collects anything dropped within these areas. I mean, I've got all these fairies flying around. I don't know where they came from, but they're dropping glowstone, but he only manages these 3 areas right here. So the thaumatoriums just dump their items onto the ground, like in these 3 little sections here, and he just grabs them and he takes them to this ender chest, which feeds into my AE system. Over here, I've got a basic little flux condenser lattice set up, and basically it just keeps this place cleaned of flux. So it's usually at like 0.8 flux in these chunks. So that way we don't have to worry about any flux from, you know, any of our operations here, like the Essentia smelting or anything like that. We don't ever have any flux. And then over here we have research area, and then this will be for like storing stuff. Once we get back down here, and then our infusion altar. And we're going to be getting back into that because we did have the stabilizers, but then they changed it, so that was all a big waste of time. And so we're going to have to set back up and go back over the Thaumcraft mechanics again since they changed them on us. I wasn't a big fan of the RF system anyways, so it's whatever, but I still hate changes like mid-play that make you have to go back and reset up everything. But over here, this was all manually placed glowcelium down in here. And a big thank you to Is a Dwarf for that, because she had some and she gave me some. So I placed some out and then I just kind of let it spread and fill out that area. If we go down here, this is very much work in progress. You can see my Architect saw branch is down here. But this is eventually going to be a cave crystal section that kind of comes through here with the glowcelium down there. And then this path goes down. And this is very, very much work in progress, if you couldn't guess. That path over there doesn't lead to anything at the moment. Just dead end. But if we go through here, this takes us down to this section, which we will be using this area a bit in the coming videos. And I'm not going to say what it's going to be, but I will say it's probably not what you would expect it to be. So, just a heads up. But these are just paths from open blocks and then overgrown stone from Biomes of Plenty. And there's going to be a Draconic Evolution teleporter right here. And then we're going to have some other stuff set up. But it's going to be a very big space. And actually all this stuff right in here, I've got to change the blocks down here. But this is all going to get flooded with water. So there's going to be like this pathway that goes through. That's going to be flooded with water. I wanted to have it done in time for the base tour, but it didn't quite work out that way. So it's been a lot of time consuming, especially since I manually mined a lot of this. So, but yeah, still very much work in progress. So, and that's basically the base. That's basically all of it right now. It's not all of it long term. So now I'll pop into, let me actually take this off, and I'm going to pop into Spectator. And we'll kind of start right here, because I had a request to kind of show it off in Spectator to show how everything kind of interconnects. So if we go into the mountain here, you can see like right up there is like the dragon area, like the very, very top floor. And then you can kind of see like, you can kind of see all the sections here. Oops. You can kind of see all the sections here, but the the dragon floor and this floor, there's not a whole lot to those because there's not a whole lot of stuff in them at the moment. But you can see like there's the automation area back in here. I barely ever spend any time in Spectator, so it's actually kind of cool for me. Like, I'm kind of like, whoa, that's pretty wild. Because I actually haven't seen my base like this from Spectator. And you can see the way I've got this dug out, whenever I bring the dragon, the broodmother cave out and dig it down, it's going to just barely skim over, pass over the top of that power network area. So, and then over here you can see, like, there's the power system sections right in there. And then butted up against this wall is the armor stands from the trophy area. And this is actually going to get chiseled so that basalt's hidden. Right back over here, you can see there's what's going to be the fusion reactor room. Right in there. And then stairs that go up right there. Let's see. 82. There's a little workshop area. And there is our immersive engineering room. And our 82 room, which kind of shows kind of weird because that's chisel and bits ceiling right there. So you can see the automation room's just stacked right on top of the 82 room, and it just kind of runs back right there. And then right here you can see this is a lot of the pirate sections, kind of like semi-done-ish. You can see the drawer sections are right below the 82 area. And I will say the layout was all intended, you know, I wanted the 82 on top of the drawers and the automation on top of the 82 and all that stuff. And then you can see that the forge area is the, like, smelteries and all that stuff is directly below the drawers. That's because my ore processing system is down there. So it fits. And IC2 will be our end-all be-all of ore processing because we don't really need the quintupling with mechanism because we're going to have free materials. Free metals. So IC2 is the fastest ore processing system that you can do, that or nuclear craft. And it has the really high yield from uranium, and it's just fun. So we're going to be going with that. So you can see that's that little section. It's literally like right on top of the garden area. And then if you go through here, like, there's the tavern area right there. And then there is the hub portal area right behind the tavern area. And then this huge, massive monster of a section right here is all the garden area. It kind of scales back through here. Like, it basically goes from way over there all the way back. All the way back to here. It's a massive area. Like, if you take a look at my claim, well, let's see. Let's go back towards, like, the middle section here. If you take a look at the claim chunks, I mean, basically all of, let's see. Basically all of this is garden area. So, it's a big area, to say the least. But you can see, like, right there's the radioisotope setup. They look kind of cool right there. But you can see this is stacked right beneath the forge area, which is like the lowest section of that, like the great wood kind of piratey type area. And then it's sitting right on top of the Botania area. Just like literally right on top. Like, there's the hot spring water, and then right below that is the top of the Botania area. Just enough so it doesn't, like, trickle down. And then the Botania area back in through here. The Thaumcraft area kind of comes out, on its own. Right down here was where I was going to set up stabilization, and I was like, oh yeah, it's different. It's different in this one, because it's my first time actually going through Thaumcraft in a survival world. So, it was a little bit of a change there. But you can see there's the cave crystal area that's going to come down, and the little glowstellium section. And then if we go over to here, there's the ginormous room right there. It's kind of coming out. And it's still got to go back a ways, but that's just kind of the start of it. But yeah, that is the base from Spectator mode, since it had been, it had been requested and everything. So it's weird seeing this in Spectator. Actually, it's so bizarre. Like, you can see the Botania area way over there at the edge of vision. But yeah, most of my time was actually spent in this garden area. This took forever. Still not even 100% done, but it's taken a lot of time. But you can see the different layers are kind of all like stacked, almost. But for the most part, that's how I did it. Was I stacked them and I tried to make sure that everything kind of lined up. Like the AE2 was right above the drawers. It was right above ore processing, and then right above AE2 was automation, and on the same floor with AE2 was the power systems, because we were going to need that, and try to keep everything somewhat organized. But so yeah, that's the base so far. Like I said, this isn't like end of a series base tour or anything like that, because we still have a lot of this pack left. Like, we've barely even scratched the surface of this pack, really. So basically, we've been just doing IC2 and Thaumcraft. So, and I know I've had some questions about world upload. That was something that we had considered doing. However, that will not be a thing. There will not be a world upload for this world, simply because of the size of it. It is a massive, massive save file. Like, compressed, Severe said the other day, it's like over 8 gigs compressed. So, I don't know that we'll really be doing a save, for this patron server, because it's just a big pack. There's a lot of world gen stuff, and it just creates huge saves. So, and there's not a whole lot of places where you can host and everything 8 gigs without, without issues or fees or anything like that. It's such a big save file. So, but anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I had some requests for touring the base. I think it's ended up being a little bit longer than I intended to, but it's a big base. And I can promise you that by the next time, it's going to be even longer. So, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button. And go ahead and subscribe if you're not already. Stay updated with when new videos come out. Sorry I didn't get a few more things done that I wanted to get done during the server tour. It's just a really big area, so it takes a while. But it's steadily coming along. So, but anyways, I hope to see you guys next time. Until then, as always, do take care. Stay safe. I'll see you guys then.